Following orders blindly is how we got in trouble in the first place. I'm Nate, and today, let's look at The Mandalorian, Season 3, Episode 3, The Convert. In this episode, Djarin and Bo Katan fend off Imperial attackers on Kalevala, while Dr. Pershing experiences the world of the New Republic after joining the amnesty program. But things aren't as they seem. Written by Jon Favreau and Noah Clore, Episode 3 was released on March 15, 2023 on Disney+. The episode starts on Mandalore as Din wakes up after Bo Katan rescued him from the bottom of the living waters. Bo Katan asks him if he saw anything in the waters, but he did not. Bo is clearly shaken by seeing the mythosaur, something she believes to be a mere fable. One of the things about the Star Wars universe is its religious themes. George Lucas has said on many occasions that not only was he heavily influenced by Joseph Campbell's Hero of a Thousand Faces, but by religion, in particular, the three Abrahamic religions and Buddhism. Within the Star Wars universe, we can see religious themes like the virgin birth, belief in a higher power, skepticism in that higher power, resurrection, the satanic theme of darkness, and the godly theme of light. Though the way of the Mandalorian is not much of a religion as it is a legend, it carries with it religious themes. Din stated in the previous episode, "What are we without the code?" Even the theme of redemption that we've been discussing is a deeply religious theme. The idea of bathing in water, which is the Christian theme of baptism, is the idea of washing away your transgressions and experiencing new life through the redeeming power of Christ. In the same way, Din bathed in the waters and was redeemed. Bo unwittingly bathed in the waters and saw that the Mandalorian lore, which she saw to be mere folk tales, was based more in reality than she thought. For religious believers, this is a familiar story. On their way back to Kalevala, a squadron of TIE interceptors attack them. They race back to Din's ship so he can join the fight. With Grogu and R5 in the back, and Din being dropped off to get a sports car, I couldn't help but see Bo as a space soccer mom dropping Dad off on her way to a soccer practice with the kids while she fends off some drivers with serious road rage. I thought it was a great moment. After taking out all the TIE interceptors, more show up and destroy the castle. As Bo attempts to go after the new group of bombers, a third, even larger group of TIE interceptors show up. Din and Bo jump to hyperspace and escape. We then travel to Coruscant, where Dr. Pershing is giving a speech on his journey from clone biologist for the Empire to the New Republic's amnesty program. He discusses the breakthroughs that he made in the field of biogenetics and cloning, and afterward gets bombarded by several upper-class attendees who are rather oblivious to which government is actually in charge. With this, we get a perfect example of how regime change affects the upper crust of society. Back at the Amnesty House, Dr. Pershing meets Elia Kane, a former communications officer whom he recognizes from Moff Gideon's crew, and they become friends after sharing some of the amenities they miss from their days in the Empire. At work, Dr. Pershing struggles to adjust to his new role of archiving Imperial data for destruction. He finds some of the data could be useful to the New Republic, but his supervisor finds a delay in destruction to be a waste of time, since they are behind schedule in general. And here we see the effects of post-war attempts to eradicate the evil that was defeated. Though the New Republic isn't there yet, the new government is likely on the same path that post-war Japan was on as they covered up the terrible things that happened under the Japanese Empire. Many Japanese youths know little about the mass killings of Chinese innocents or even the attack on Pearl Harbor. While going for a walk through the botanical gardens with Elia Kane, Dr. Pershing relents that he misses doing his cloning research. He feels that he was close to finding good uses for the cloning technology. Elia tells him that following orders is what got them in trouble in the first place. She further encourages him that his primary duty now is to assist the New Republic, and that she can help him get a mobile lab if he really wants to do his research again. Though she seems helpful and friendly, Elia Kane just seems like she's up to something. She certainly doesn't appear to be who she says she is. While at work, Dr. Pershing comes across a data program that is slated for destruction, but he feels it could be used for good. His supervisor doesn't really want to deal with it and tells Dr. Pershing that they are undermanned and behind, and this will only slow things down. Dr. Pershing then decides he will take Elia up on her offer to get a mobile lab. They sneak out to the Imperial shipyard, where several Imperial Star Destroyers are being disassembled. She leads him to the lab where he gathers equipment for a mobile lab. On their way off the ship, though, they get surrounded by law enforcement, and we find out that Elia Kane set him up. Dr. Pershing is then placed in a medical room where he is to undergo a procedure by a machine called the 602 mitigator, which he notes is just a mind flayer. But the doctor attending him tells him it's not the same thing. It's been repurposed and is a non-invasive technology that will bring him relief. As the story has been unfolding, we've been seeing that the New Republic isn't actually any different than the Empire. On the outside, it despises the evil of the Empire, but no government is devoid of the desire to control its citizenry. In contrast to last week's episode and the storyline of Din and Bo finding redemption by bathing in the living waters of Mandalore, Dr. Pershing is experiencing a different version of redemption, one that is dictated and forced upon by the government. But as any believer will tell you, the government does not offer the kind of redemption that releases one from the guilt of their own transgressions. Only God can. Din and Bo arrive at the Children of the Watch cohort, where Din proves he bathed in the living waters of Mandalore, and therefore has redeemed himself. The armorer notes that Bo Katan is also redeemed because she too bathed in the waters, and has not yet removed her helmet, and the cohort welcomes Din and Bo. Overall, I thought this episode was fascinating. It contrasted the internal redemption and closure that the living waters provided Din with the anxiety and fear that comes when a government sees itself as the higher power and tries to play God. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and if you like the content and the deeper discussion into the themes found in Star Wars, please hit the like button and subscribe to keep me in your feed.